your son walks to his locker in the hallway at school, he's pushed. The push causes him to fall and to have his books go flying everywhere. While your son is sprawled on the floor, the kids around him are pointing and laughing and saying he is such a loser. Your son is scared, he's ashamed, he wants to go home and hide under his bed and never go back to school. When you pick your son up from school that day, and you get home and ask him how his day was, your son answers you with the usual, "It was great, Mom," and heads to his room. You have no idea that your son was just bullied at school and that he was bullied in more than one way. Bullying is a serious problem in our schools today where our children are being picked on verbally, socially, and physically. Parents need to be able to identify the warning signs that their children are being bullied and to take an active stand against bullying. According to the StopBullying.gov website, bullying is unwanted, aggressive behavior among school-aged children. For an action to be viewed as bullying, it needs to, 1, be aggressive, 2, it needs to have happened more than one time, and 3, there needs to be an imbalance of power. An imbalance of power is when somebody uses embarrassing information or physical means to gain power, control, and hurt somebody else. Threats, popularity, physical means, social means, and rumors are all ways that our children are being bullied. Surveys show that 77% of students are bullied mentally, verbally, and physically, according to the North Carolina Department of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Center. There are 3 types of bullying. The first type of bullying is physical bullying. That's when you hurt somebody's things purposely or hurt somebody else's body. These things include hitting, kicking, rude hand gestures, breaking someone's things on purpose, stealing somebody's things, or tripping somebody. This physical bullying usually happens among boys more so than girls, and it's usually when the bully is physically stronger than the victim of their bullying. Physical bullying is what you normally see in the movies where the kid is getting pushed up against the locker or he's getting his lunch money stolen. That's all considered physical bullying. Physical bullying isn't the only type of bullying that's damaging though. Social bullying is just as damaging as the physical bullying. Social bullying is when you hurt somebody's relationship or you hurt their reputation. This is when somebody excludes somebody else from a group, embarrasses somebody in public, has other people not be friends with somebody, or when somebody is spreading rumors about them. Social bullying is usually caused by jealousy of somebody else or a loss of empathetic feelings completely. Social bullying causes mental and emotional damage, and it's usually because when somebody is socially bullied, they're isolated from everybody else around them, and they're left to dwell on the actions that somebody else did to hurt them all by themselves. That brings me to the third type of bullying, and the third type of bullying is verbal bullying. Verbal bullying is when somebody else says or writes something that hurts somebody else because it's mean. Verbal bullying is when you tease somebody or you taunt them, you call them names, or you threaten to hurt them. That's all done with your language and your verbal skills. This bullying verbally is usually used by girls. Girls are more often to say mean things about somebody and start rumors. According to Rebecca Fraser-Phil, who is a developmental psychology field worker, verbal bullies are one of the more difficult types of bullies to identify since attacks tend to occur when adults are not present. There are a lot of warning signs that you are able to visibly see so that you can identify that your child is being bullied. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, StopBullying.gov, recognizing the warning signs is an important first step in taking action against bullying. As parents, we are constantly looking for changes in our children to make sure that everything is going smoothly with them. So if you see an unexplained injury that wasn't there before, that their favorite items are coming up lost or missing, usually their clothing or electronic devices, if you see that their items are damaged, that they're coming home with ripped clothes, broken toys, those are usually indications of physical bullying. If they're faking an illness to get out of going to school, if their grades are slipping, their eating habits are changing, or they're trying to just get out of going to school in general, those are also other warning signs of bullying. In a most serious case, if your child tries to run away or tries to harm themselves, has a loss of friends and they're not hanging out with their friends anymore, or they're complaining of headaches and stomach aches and nightmares, those are big indications that your child is being bullied at school. Approximately half the children who report that they have been bullied have never told their parents about having been bullied, says the authors of What Good Schools Can Do About Bullying. So next time you see a bruise on your child that wasn't there the day before, or their favorite jewelry is missing, you should have a red flag pop up in your head that this could be a problem of something bigger. It might not just be a small issue. If your children haven't seen their friends in a while, and they're not eating quite right, or they're not eating at all, that could be another sign that something is really wrong with your child and that they're just not right. Your child could be being bullied physically, socially, or verbally. As parents, we need to take a stand against bullying, and we need to make sure that we know what's going on with our children and that we know how to recognize the signs that they are being bullied, because children are not always going to tell their parents. I'm a parent myself, and I feel that it is our responsibility as parents to know what is going on and to know how we can take a stand. We need to be informed, and we need to take an active stand against bullying. Thank you.